Wellness Wednesday is brought to you by Bright White Dental.
We are at Bright White Dental, and we're going to be talking about infant tongue ties, and we're here with Dr. White. Tell us about tongue ties. What is it for parents out there who may not be able to recognize it in their infant?
So infant lip and tongue ties are, a lot of people say, oh, they're just a fad, but it is something I've been taking care of for, over 4 years now. And I cannot believe the number of babies and parents that we've been able to change their lives. It is truly one of the most rewarding procedures that I do here. We really love it. We've dedicated our Thursdays to just seeing the babies because there was such a need. And it's there's just a lot of misinformation. There's a lot of people that don't believe in them or miseducation. And actually, we are me and another group of ladies. We're holding an expert panel in Traverse City on April 16th. We'll have some information about that. You can follow our social medias to get information on that. So if you're really wanting to know everything, that is going to be a great event to learn about stuff.
What are the signs and symptoms parents can watch out for? And maybe what are the changes after treatment that they will notice?
So you'll actually maybe even notice before you even give birth to that baby, if you notice they have a lot of hiccups, they probably have a tongue tie. If you're seeing a shallow latch, painful latch, oh my gosh, I cannot believe the mothers that have been just completely discarded because they're like, oh, you're just not tough enough, or no, you're doing something wrong because they're experiencing pain. I cannot believe we do that functional assessment and we see that these parents are coming in, these moms have on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the worst pain imaginable, and they're saying that they are experiencing a 10 in pain when that baby first latches, and they're being told that that's okay and normal, and it's really not. That is a huge red flag for a posterior tongue tie, which is very, very hard to see because the way that most people look for tongue ties and think about tongue ties.
How do you assess a tongue and a lip tie? What is the process that you go through?
So the process that I go through is I'm looking at a functional assessment. So we have a symptom sheet where we talk about their shallow latch, if they have a lot of spit up, reflux, if they're just all around kind of fussy. Even that is a huge thing. They're taking a long time to eat, falling asleep while they're eating. There's a lot of symptoms that we're looking for, and once we have that functional assessment to see what kind of symptoms they have, I will actually do a lap assessment, knee to knee assessment, where I will have the baby with their head right in my lap, and I will put my fingers in their mouth very gently and look for cheek ties. I really don't do much with treatment because they've shown that the cheek ties, they don't think affect the baby as much. If people insist, I will obviously take care of them because a parent knows best if something's going on. And then I'll come around and I will pull up that lip. We will look for blanching, make sure that that lip can flange enough to cover the nostrils without blanching. After that, they're usually pretty upset with me, and so I will use that opportunity with their open mouth to put my thumb on their lower jaw and then lift the tongue. And I'll lift that with 2 fingers to make sure that we can see that elevation and lifting in the back. And a lot of times if they have that posterior tongue tie, it's because they can't elevate the back of the tongue, so they do a more of a compensation method for trying to feed, and so that's why they'll have more pain and damage.
What is the impact you're seeing on the parents after the procedure?
Oh my gosh, that is a huge, I love, that's probably my favorite part of my day, again, is especially if you had that mom that was in pain or they're, were experiencing, what a joy it is to be able to feed your baby. After we do the procedure, they go into my private office and they feed the baby, and when I crack that door and do my little knock and say, how we doing, and I see a mom smiling or just tears of joy coming out of their eyes, it just, how can you not want to do this and help people?
Is there anything you want parents to know about the procedure itself?
I mean, the procedure itself is very quick and easy. We give you a break from your baby, so we'll take them from it, but we only have them like 5 minutes max. Okay. We're weighing them, we take pictures. Actually, we put some topical anesthetic on there, we let that work, and then we take pictures while it's working, and then we use our CO2 laser, which I To me, that's the only way to do it is with a CO2 laser. It's very quick procedure. It heals beautifully, and we can really get a good, nice, functional release on these babies. I have no idea how you could do that as well with like a scissors or scalpel, and you're definitely not doing as quick with any other type of laser out there. And then we take after pictures. Honestly, taking pictures is the hardest part.
Yeah.
And then getting a good clear picture. And then we, like I said, we bring the parents back, and then they feed them, and I show them the pictures. We go over post-op stretches and aftercare, and then I follow up with them that evening, and then the next day, and then we see them a week later for a checkup to see how they're thriving. It's so cool to see these little, skinny babies leave, and then they come back all chunky the next week.
That's awesome.
I love it.
So where can people find more information?
If you want more information, if you want me to take a look at your baby, just give us a call. You can take a look at our social media. We have a lot of testimonials of parents that have gone through it, because I know it is such a hard decision to make for your baby to put them through a surgery. But we have a lot of very, very happy moms, dads, and babies.
Before your child was evaluated, what were some of the challenges you were experiencing?
She really struggled with eating. She would dribble milk out of her mouth, and her latch was pretty painful, and she had a lot of gas.
So then you got treatment here at Bright White Dental. Once you had the treatment, what were the changes you noticed?
There was immediately no pain when she latched. They have you feed them pretty quickly after they get their tongue tie fixed, and she didn't really dribble as much anymore. She also didn't have as much gas as before.
So what would you say to a parent that maybe is struggling right now?
I'd say get your baby evaluated for tongue tie right away. It really does help immediately, especially when you're feeding and you really want your breastfeeding journey to last long term. Our oldest also got hers fixed, and she's been great too.